200 fairy lights, an exceptional amount of foam clay, all wrapped around a glass jar and possibly ruined. Oh my god, it's a summer collaboration organized by Claire Crafty Corner. Thank you so much, Claire. Oh my god, this is an amazing community and it's brilliant. Thank you so much, Claire, for organizing this again. And there's so many creative souls taking part in these collaborations. There's going to be a playlist and the link is going to be in the description. So please make sure you check them all out because there's going to be some amazing creations. And I'm so curious to see what everybody's making for summer. Oh my god. But when I heard about the collaboration, I was like, oh my god, I have to do it. And I've got the perfect project that I want to do. And I've been wanting to do this for ages. And I think this is going to push my boundaries a little bit further. And it's going to be an amazing, massive, not amazing, hopefully it's going to be amazing, but who knows? It's going to be a massive project. But let me tell you, there's people creating amazing images using AI. And I've just been looking on Pinterest for ages and trying to find images of like chocolate houses, ice cream houses and gingerbread houses, because my gingerbread house, it's how it came about. I saw an AI image and I was like, oh my god, I want to do that as close as possible. And this is the same, but because it's summer, it's an ice cream. It's going to be an ice cream house. And I think I think I've just pushed a bit too far. This thing is going to be huge. It's going to be massive. And I'm going to put up the picture that I want to do somehow, because then you can see it better. I have printed it off as well, just so I have a reference to follow when I'm making it. But I'm going to put it, I think on the screen, you're going to see it better. Yes. And you'll understand what I'm planning to do. But yeah, it's an ice cream house created using AI, and I'm going to create it using CI, Connie Intelligence. There's no guarantee it's going to work, but we go with it. Please just bear with me. Something is going to come out. But let me show you the size of this thing. I've been thinking for ages. I had an orchid inside a vase. Here's the vase, head for scale. It's quite big. It's massive. Yeah, and I thought, and obviously I don't think the orchid is dead. I think I still got it. I have got one. Hopefully it's that one. I'm obsessed with orchids, but I can't keep them alive. But this has survived. But anyway, let's not get distracted by my botanical adventures. And so this is going to be the base of my ice cream. It's going to be upside down because you might have guessed it by now. It's going to have lights inside. Woohoo! And I've got the ones with the USB cable, the USB. So there's going to be lights inside. There's about 200 fairy lights because I want this thing to be lit up like Blackpool Tower. It's got to have the wow factor. I don't know if it's going to work, but so we got the jar, we got the light, and I've been thinking about what material I can use. And then I had to go to my favourite material, foam clay. Look, it looks like a massive packet of marshmallow fluff. Oh, don't eat it though. Do not eat it. And yes, it's a new bucket because believe it or not, I've run out of foam clay. So I had to buy a new bucket. But it's going to be all different colours. And yeah, there's pink, there's brown, there's like creamy kind of colour, there's red, and I've got all different colours, and also I'm going to mix few ones to create more colours. But this time I'm not going to stick the foam clay directly onto the glass. Oh no, because of the shape of the ice cream house. So my plan is to create with card like a little structure so then I can stick the foam clay onto it and see how it goes. Also, I will be using some sculpting, which is polymer clay, and maybe to do some of the details like the windows and stuff like that. And what my plan is like I bake it, make a mold of it using this silicone, which is the 2-part silicone, because then I can still get all of the details, and instead of doing all of them, I just need to make one. And then I create a mold so I don't have to replicate it, because it's not going to be easy, and I want them all to look the same. So there we go. I'm going to make a mold of whatever I create with sculpting, and then I'm going to use the foam clay of like the color. I think it's all pink on around the windows and stuff like that. So I'm going to use, I've got pink foam clay, but I might have to turn it down because it's a bit bright. So turn it down and do that, because then if you put foam clay into a mold, you stick it in the freezer for a little while, and it comes out a treat, and you can mold it and you can shape it. So because the glass is a little bit round, scatoosh, I can do that, no problems whatsoever. And what I'm planning to do on the inside, I might use some UV resin with a little bit of mica powder to just color it and just make it all nice and warm, all nice and cozy. Let me show you the materials I'm going to be using. Also, I'm not going to just be using Sculpey, but I will be using this. This is like a 2-part epoxy clay thingy-bob majig, because the little bridge, balcony that goes around it, I'm thinking about making it with this, because then it dries. I don't need to put it in the oven. It's going to go straight underneath on the base of the foam clay at the top. I've got it in my head. I'm sorry, it probably doesn't make any sense. So let's skip that bit. You will see it later what my plan is. And I've got some rolling guides. These are to make sure to like that the thickness is the same all over, and this is going to be mainly for the foam clay. I probably won't use the really thick one, which is 1 centimeter, but like the other ones. These are really cool, actually. They come in a pack, and they even got they've got the writing of what they are, so you can't mix and match them. You sure? You know what I mean. You just can't. Yeah, you get it. So I've got them, and I've got these little thinner ones for like thinner stuff, cutting tool, various shaping tools, acrylic blocks to smooth it out a little bit, pencil and rubber just to make the shapes and stuff like that of like the arches and the opening of the windows. I've got this to make circles. I don't know what it's called. Compass? It's not compass. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I've got this. Set of squares, an acrylic rolling pin, and a big one. I think this might be it. Oh, I might need a little bit of foil. Actually, no. I've got some rubbing alcohol, because polymer clay with rubbing alcohol, it gets all nice and smudgy. So you can use that to smooth it out a little bit better. Makeup sponge to smooth it all out. Smooth the foam clay. Yeah, I think this is, yeah. I am so scared about this project because it's just so massive. I forgot. I will be using this as the base. I hope it fits. Yes, it does. This is going to be perfect. Look at it. And obviously I will need tools to pierce a hole and just do like a little indent to put the cable, so then it sticks out and it sits nicely. This is going to be massive, because if you think that it's going to have the roof, and what I'm planning to do as well, that's why I want to do it with the card. I want to do the structure first, because the roof is going to stick out a little bit, and I want to keep the top bit hollow, so the light is going to reflect from the tiny window that is underneath the roof. So I think once this is finished, it's going to be about this big, I guess. Oh, it's going to be massive. Will I do it? Oh, who knows? Oh, wish me luck. It's time for me to stop faffing about and crack on, because I've got a lot to do. Oh, I'm getting a little bit organized. So this video started ages and ages ago, because I have got a lot going on at the moment, and I don't know when I'm going to have time, but here I am. But before I start and I crack on with this. Just a reminder, this is a collaboration. There's going to be a link of a playlist in the description. There's going to be a lot more artistic and creative souls taking part. So make sure you check them all out. But now, follow me. And we're going to make an ice cream house. Lit up like a Blackpool tower. I'll see you later. Hope you're sitting comfortable because this is going to be a long one. There's a lot to do. And in here I'm creating the base for the ice cream house, the bottom layer. And I've created the 3 arches and the doorway. You probably saw that I've used the template. Yeah, reason being I created this before. And then I stuck foam clay to it and I just couldn't get it off. So I thought, okay, let's do it again. But good job, because I did the other one off camera and this is going to be on camera. There we go. The arches was really easy because I created half of it and traced it on tracing paper, folded the tracing paper and drew the other half, then unfold it, cut it, and there we go, and you've got the arch. And in here I created this lovely chocolatey foam clay colour. Oh, look at that. Not chocolatey. What am I talking about? Creamy. Look at it. It's just so lovely. I love this colour. And then that is tracing paper again. That stuff is amazing. And it peels off foam clay really, really nicely. So then it was easy to attach that to the cardboard. You might notice that the cardboard is longer than the foam clay, and that is because that is just a reference for me to where the balcony is gonna go. So that bottom bit of the card is gonna be cut off, and I'm just gonna use the top where the foam clay is. And I smoothed it out, and then I proceeded on creating the darker chocolate to put inside the arches, and I laid like a thinner layer for that, so then it wasn't going to be too bulky. And once I've done that and attached it to the card, I'll let it dry for a bit. Once the foam clay was dry, I wrapped it around the glass, and then I proceeded attaching a little bit more foam clay to cover the seams, and also we cracked in 1 or 2 bits, and so I covered it with a little bit of foam clay. What I could have done once I covered the cracks, I could have waited for that to dry completely and then sand it down, but instead I just let it go, because we're going to be covering the top bit with chocolate drips, so I thought I'm gonna cover all of the imperfections with that. Then I proceeded in creating the balcony, but I didn't use the epoxy putty. The reason being is just like I did try, but it didn't work, so I just put a little bit of foam clay to hold it, and I thought, there's gonna be a lot of foam clay at the bottom because it's gonna look like melted ice cream. So I thought all of that is going to hold it in place, and it's not going to be too wide, the balcony. So I did that. And then I proceeded in creating the hole on the base for the fairy lights, and I created a little bit of a gap where I'm going to put the excess cable to go out. And then I stuck it with loads and loads of foam clay. So the base is not glued. It's just held by foam clay. Loads of it. You're probably wondering, you've already got a door, Connie. Why are you making another one? Because I didn't like it. It's as simple as that. And I wanted to make it chunkier because it needs to look like it's some sort of chocolatey candy kind of thing. And I used polymer clay to do this. So after I made it in the oven for 130 degrees Celsius and 30 minutes, and that is it. And I also created a little frame for the windows on inside the arches. Once it was baked, then I used the 2 parts silicone putty to create the mold. Let it dry for 24 hours and ta-da! We've got a mold. Put a little bit of yellow foam clay for the doorknob and then squidged all of the pink foam clay inside, which I didn't turn down because I loved it and I think it went really well with the brown. And then I used the frame that I created as a stamp. So I put a little bit of white and created the stamp so I knew what I was cutting. I've used tracing paper instead of the resin. I thought, that was going to be easier. And then I proceeded in doing the windows with a little bit of foam clay. I thought I'd keep them really simple because I didn't have a lot of space. I ran out of space. For the upstairs windows, I wanted something a little bit more ornate, so I created a little drawing of what I was gonna do. It looks complicated, but it's really not. And then again, I used polymer clay to create the frame, and I just literally did some squiggles and some little roll some sausages and just rolled them up, and then created the top bit. I wanted to look like cream, and then I proceeded doing the little frame, and then same principle as before. I created it with polymer clay, baked it in the oven, and then created the mold, and then used the foam clay to create the frames. This is when I made the huge mistake of putting the silicone putty on top of the greaseproof paper. It stuck to it like glue. So I swapped it then for the tracing paper. Tracing paper, it was a treat to peel off, but the greaseproof paper, I did manage to get it off eventually, but that was challenging. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it was still a little bit stuck to it. And then I've done the usual, put the foam clay on the molds, and then they've been in the freezer for a few minutes, and then ta-da! Trimmed it, and I've got all of them. This is when things get real. Look at that concentration face. Look at it. In here, I've started creating the downstairs. It's just like the first layer of the ice cream house. And to keep the structure in place, I just put a little bit of foam clay and to cover the holes, just to try and to make sure that no light would just come through. The lights, it was a struggle to unravel them, and you can see that it's I was not impressed. I was not happy. But I did manage to do it, and I think I should have done that before. I should have wrapped them around the little cardboard and then put them inside. But hey ho, you live and learn, and hindsight and all of that is a wonderful thing. And then I've started to build up the balcony and all the chocolate drips on the base, and then I started working on the top and create the balcony with a lot of foam clay. Oh, the door was ready after being in the freezer for like a little while, because I put it in the freezer and then I started building the downstairs. But yeah, it was about time to attach it. And because although it's been in the freezer for a little while, it's still moldable, so I could shape it and just make sure that it fitted into the little gap that I created. And it's just so amazing when you put foam clay in the freezer and you take it out, it feels like frozen butter. It's so weird but so wonderful at the same time. And then in here you can see me like wondering how the heck I'm going to do the railing for the balcony. And then I decided to put precariously the little toothpicks on top of the toothpicks and glue them with the hot glue, and pray. But it just worked, so I was pleased. And then I proceeded covering them with more chocolate foam clay, and then I put little balls on top of each little sticks that they were vertical, just to make it a little bit nicer. Don't know if it worked, but I was happy with that. And then I put a little border just to tie everything up. It's not very clear what I'm doing here, but I'm gonna enlighten you. What I'm doing, I'm just putting little bits of chocolate foam clay in between the main structure in the middle and the edge of the balcony, and then I've been smoothing it with like the ball at the end of the tool. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a black tool with the ball at the end, and I'm just smoothing the foam clay all around the balcony just to make it a little bit better. But I'm not too worried about it because, as I said, he's gonna puff up when he dries and he's gonna be okay. And then I made the stairs. The angle is not ideal, so apologies for that, but there we go. And in here I'm creating the top, I'm creating the upstairs, and as you can see, it was a mathematical struggle to trying to find the measurements, the middle bit, because the length of the one side, the downstairs was 11 centimeters, and I decided to do the top as 11.5. So trying to find the middle, as you can imagine, was a little bit of a struggle. But I did it, and I was okay. So there we go. This is what I'm doing. I'm just making the template it's not a template, it's the structure for the top bit that is going to be holding the foam clay when I start building the upstairs. Once again, I was faced with the struggles of building an ice cream house. I was wondering how the heck I was going to get the shape that it has, which is a little bit rounder at the bottom. So I decided then to go for it, and I started doing all the chocolate drips. Again, I wasn't too worried about it, how they don't look as smooth as I wanted it. But again, foam clay just dries. When it dries, it puffs up. And also there's going to be more decorations going on top of it. But just to warn you, I did do all the swirls and the chocolate decorations in between the two, the upstairs and the downstairs, off camera. So you will see very shortly, hopefully, that I created that. He's going to have all of the little swirly bits. In here, I'm creating the sides of the upstairs, and I've done it really, really chunky because on the AI image, it's sort of like bulked out a little bit. It's not as bulked out as I want it to. I don't know, bulked out? Is that even a word? I don't know, but I'm going to use it, and hopefully it just makes sense for you. I hope so. But yeah, started covering the whole structure with the chocolate foam clay, and then I attached the window frames, and that was satisfying. And I thought that it works really well with the tracing paper at the back, coloured with the alcohol marker. I think it works. I don't think I need the UV resin. I'm not sure if in the future I'm going to try, but I'm always worried that I'm going to ruin it. What I also done, once I attached the windows, I don't know if you can see that inside the windows you've got the brown edge. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just going round putting pink foam clay inside and smoothing it out, so it's going to be all nice and what's the word for it? It's just, it doesn't look odd having an inside brown and then the outside pink. So I just wanted it all pink and look nice and tidy. And then here is when I started to do the decorations. But also I've attached those strings to cover up some of the issues that I might have. And this is where I started to do the decorations, like swirly bit. And I created like some sort of canopy on top of one side, but I only did it on one side, and that was it. It will turn around in a minute, so you will see what I did. Oh my God, the roof. I've been looking forward to doing the roof for like ever since I started it, because I thought this is gonna be so satisfying. Oh my god. And guess what? It was so satisfying. So first of all, I created like all the chocolate all around it to cover it up and just make sure that the structure stuck to it. And also, what I would like to say, I created like that kind of like little weird chimney that sticks out at the bottom on the AI image, but I've done it as a chimney on the roof where the chimney actually should be, and just put a cherry on it. Just to let you know, you will see it later because I did it off camera, unfortunately, but there we go. Otherwise, this video would have been like hours and hours long, and I don't think anybody's got time for that. But yeah, that's it. Just smoothing the foam clay and trying to do the drips. Oh, I'm not sure if it comes across on the video, but that was so satisfying. That was so much fun. So I'm gonna let you enjoy that. And I found myself pondering once again about how the heck I'm gonna do things. But then I decided I'm gonna go for it, and was that satisfying again? Doing the swirl, that was just it's just brilliant and so simple. You just do like sausages, you make long sausages and stuff, and then you wrap it around and you just shape it. So satisfying. But you can also do all of the shaping once it's dry. You can use like a little Dremel, I think it's called, and just do that. And as you can see, now you saw the chimney, which actually turned up all right. I quite liked it. There we go. Yeah, and you can see now all of the swirls and the decorations that I did in between the two buildings. But yeah, I think we're pretty much there. It's all done. Then I decided, because it was pink overload. I should have done like a shade a little bit darker on the cream on top. But then I decided, because it was like that, I decided to do all those little kind of biscuits bits. 200 fairy lights, an exceptional amount of foam clay, all wrapped around a glass jar, and it's now finished, dried and glazed, and possibly ruined. I'll present you with my ice cream house for the summer collaboration. Ta-da! And here it is. This thing is a humongous. Look at it. So we're going to be switching onto the other camera, aka hubby's phone. Let me get that in position for you. So I think you can see it. Look how big it is. It's about 60 centimeters, there or thereabouts, just under 60 centimeters, which is 23 inches, there or thereabouts. Oh my God, I can't tell you how much fun this it was to make, and how long I've been planning this. It was challenging because foam clay is not really, how can I say, it's very spongy, and as soon as you touch it or press it down, it just stays like that. It does puff up when it dries, but if you press too hard, you've got an indent, and even if you put stuff on top of it, it doesn't quite work. But oh my God, I think I messed it up with the glaze because I think I've used a dirty brush. Yeah, and it's a little bit, it looks dirty on certain bits, but I don't think it's that obvious. But you know what? I love the feel of it. Oh my God, this is so nice. Oh, and I am so pleased on how it turned out. What do you think? What do you think? This is probably one of the biggest things I made. I forgot to mention, it took me about 16 hours to build it. But I did it. It was so much fun. Let's turn the lights on and have a look. This thing has actually got a remote control, and there's apparently 8 settings. They're not the usual lights that I buy, but they're all pretty much the same. But the other ones that I usually buy, they're really expensive. And these were like reasonable, where they were £10 for 200 fairy lights. You ready for this? Ta-da! I usually like the just normal settings. But have a look. There's not much difference. It's like, there's 8 settings, but I think it's literally like just 2 or 3. It's like, I gave you a seizure. That's it. Jesus, that's a bit intense. That's a bit more intense. And yeah. And I think, believe it or not, we pretty much done all of the settings. Didn't see much difference, did you? I didn't. But I like these settings. I like when he stands still. Oh my God. I am so happy on how it turned out. Oh no, that's the wrong settings. That's it. That's the one. That is it. Still. Stand still. Ah, I'm really pleased. What do you reckon? As I said, this was so much fun to build. It was, yeah, just fun clay. It's got, I don't know, that, it's tricky to use to start with, but I love it. Just go with it. Just go with the, how can I say, with the characteristic of it. So it looks spongy even when it dries. So that's why I thought it was perfect to build something like this. I wasn't too sure on how I was going to build it, and I wasn't sure whether to use foam clay or not because of the size of it, because I knew it was going to be big, but it turned out really cool. I'm loving it. And if you're loving it, why not give me the thumbs up? You really, you would not believe how much it helps my channel to grow, and it will get my video out. And also, why not subscribe and hit the bell and select all of the notifications, because there are more plans, more things that I want to do. And also, thank you so much for watching this far, and don't forget that this is a collaboration and there's a playlist in the description, so make sure you watch all of them, because there's gonna be amazing people creating amazing stuff, and there's gonna be plenty of inspiration. I'm loving these collaborations, and thank you again so much, Claire, for organizing this. It's a blast, and I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody else is making. Ooh. But now there's going to be glamour shots. I'm going to let Happy do his thing and show you the ice cream house in all its beauty. Thank you so much for watching. Take care for now. Bye bye.